You know, in our digital world, a single cyber attack can be absolutely devastating. So, how do you build a defense that actually works? Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to break down a really crucial blueprint for digital defense, the Essential 8.
It's the one question that probably keeps leaders up at night, right? The threats are real, they are persistent, and they are constantly changing. But the good news? There's a clear, proven framework you can use to build a defense that actually stands a chance. Let's dive in.
So, what exactly is the Essential 8? Well, it's not just some random list of good ideas. Think of it as a super-targeted, prioritized framework from the Australian Signals Directorate, or ASD. It's designed to be the most effective starting point for securing any network out there.
Okay, to really get a handle on this, here's how we're going to walk through it. We'll start with the basics, then we'll get into how it's measured and where it fits into the bigger picture, and we'll finish up with how you can actually put it all into practice.
First up, let's nail down what the E8 is at its core. You really want to think of this as the foundation, the solid ground that all your other security efforts are going to be built on.
Now here's the real magic of the Essential 8. These aren't just 8 separate things to do. They're designed to work together, to create this layered defense where each strategy reinforces all the others. And that synergy, it gives you comprehensive coverage against a huge range of common cyber threats.
All right, now let's see how this framework builds on itself. Because this isn't some simple pass or fail checklist. It's a progressive journey. It's a maturity ladder that you climb to build resilience against more and more sophisticated attacks. And this is such a key insight. The model isn't about defending against a specific hacker group. It's about building your defenses against the sophistication of the attack itself, what the ASD calls tradecraft. Basically, are you defending against common off-the-shelf tools or a highly customized attack?
And this comparison just lays it out perfectly. At maturity level 1, you're protecting against those opportunistic attackers. You know, the ones using common tools, just looking for any open door they can find. But by level 3, now you're defending against a focused adversary who is actively adapting their methods to get past your specific defenses. Totally different ballgame.
To see how this works in practice, just look at a single strategy like multi-factor authentication. It really evolves. At level 1, you're using it for sensitive online services. Simple enough. By level 2, it has to be phishing resistant and used for logging into your actual devices. And then at level 3, that same phishing resistant standard gets expanded to customers and data repositories. See? Each level builds directly on the last one.
So, let's say you've started putting these controls in place. But how do you really know if they're effective? How do you actually measure your progress up that maturity ladder? Well, that's exactly where the formal assessment process comes in.
This process is designed to be rigorous and repeatable so nothing gets missed. It follows 4 clear stages. You start with planning and scoping the work, then you move to the hands-on testing of each control, and finally, you deliver a report that has all the clear findings.
Now, during that assessment phase, you got to know that not all evidence is created equal. An assessor wants to see proof, not promises. The absolute best or excellent evidence comes from actively trying to bypass a control, like a real test. And the worst, that poor evidence is just looking at a policy document or taking someone's word for it.
And look, the ASD's guidance makes this crystal clear. Just looking at things and talking to people is not enough. The gold standard is always hands-on, automated testing with scripts and tools that mimic what a real attacker would do. That's how you find the real weaknesses.
At this point, you might be thinking, great, is the Essential 8 just another standard I have to worry about? And the answer is a definite no. It's actually designed to be a core part of Australia's much broader cybersecurity framework, which is called the Information Security Manual, or ISM.
This is so helpful for organizations that already have to work with the ISM. The Essential 8 isn't a replacement, it's a prioritization. It gives you a focused, manageable starting point that lines up perfectly with the comprehensive requirements of that huge government manual.
And that link isn't just conceptual, it's direct and explicit. For instance, the Essential 8 requirement to test your backups, that maps directly to a specific control in the manual, ISM 1515. It creates this clear, traceable path from the focus model right into the wider framework.
Okay, so we understand the what, the why, and the how. For our final section, let's turn all this theory into practice with a real blueprint for getting it done.
So, the real key to success here is a systematic approach. You can't just jump straight to level 3. The idea is to build a solid foundation at level 1 across all 8 strategies before you even think about moving up. It's all about consistency and using a risk-based approach to guide your decisions, especially when you have to handle any necessary exceptions.
And honestly, if you take one thing away from this entire explainer, please let it be this. The Essential 8 is a living framework for continuous improvement. It's a journey toward genuine resilience, not a one-time audit or some box-ticking exercise.
At the end of the day, the Essential 8 gives you the map and the compass for getting started and for measuring your progress along the way. It provides a clear, proven path to follow. The only question left is, where does your journey begin?